Welcome, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to our advanced trainings on Thursday with my beautiful me. My name is Petra. If you are new here, welcome. Hello from Japan, beautiful. Love seeing you all over the world. If I'm honest, I am honored for interacting, connecting with you all over the world. It's a pleasure to have you in a community, and it's also an honor for me to actually share this space with you. So, we've been doing this for almost a year, and we have welcome from India, beautiful. Glad to see you too, beautiful people. Okay, so we have started our MagHealy training. We did the McMaken programs, and we are still needing to finish our water activation and application programs, as well as the classic programs. So today we're going to look at the water application. In this month, we still have 2 sessions left. So we're going to finish the MagHealy classic application at the end of this month. Next week, we are going to dive deep into intuition and brain, heart, and body connection, and using Healy with your intuition and how to boost your intuition with Healy and MagHealy. So all of that, we're going to kind of explore and experiment with that area, so you can start, sensing what programs are important to you. But today, let's look at water. As we know, water is really important. I'm just going to share my slides. So everybody can see. I'm just going to move everything around. Give me 3 seconds to organize this. Okay, everybody sees my slides? I can see Zoom is showing the slides. Yeah, okay, perfect. As we know, today we have water. So water is important. We know that, right? Everybody has been telling us since we were little, water is life, and it's crucial. We can't survive without water. We can only survive with food for a certain amount of time, but water is imperial in our body and health and survival. But what does that actually mean? When we say water is important, how does that actually work in the body? And why is it so important? And, there's been a lot of research done through years on water, but water has still been an enigma for a lot of scientists. And, although it's so common that we all know about it, but we actually don't know a lot about it. So let's dive in today. I'm going to try to keep it simple as possible for you to understand. I'm not going to dive deep into the science because, nobody here is a scientist. And although we honor them and honor their work, we need to have scientific applications in our real life, right? We need to understand how to apply that into our daily routines and understand how that connects to our physical body. So before we dive into anything, as always, as every Thursday, as a disclaimer, Healy and MagHealy devices are not meant for medical applications. They're not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, diagnose, prevent any disease or medical conditions. So they're wellness and well-being devices. They are beautiful and amazing. They actually help us. They're literally a therapist in your pocket, a coach, an emotional support, and physical support. They do so much in order to actually help our body balance, but the body does the work. Yeah? So let's dive in. Tell me in the chat, what do you know or what do you think are the stages of water? What types of water or what stages of water do you actually are aware of? Do you know of? You think that they actually exist. So pop them in chat. Gas, liquid, solid. Okay, cool. So 3 stages, yeah. Anybody else? Anybody soft, hard, and alkaline? Cool. I love gas, liquid, and solid. Okay, cool. Anybody else heard of anything else than gas, liquid, and solid? Plasma state. I love that. Okay, cool. Let's explore. So yes, we've been taught through all our lives that there are only three stages of water or three phases of water, Yes, steam is literally vapor, so it's gas. Bioplasmatic, love that. Okay, so recently, well, not so recently, but 10 years, they have been noticing a fourth stage of water, which what I call plasma water, or what scientists say is a structured water. And structured water is crucially important when we are looking at MagHealy and when we're looking at the application of magnetic fields and frequencies onto our body. And MagHealy, in its essence, it works differently than the Healy does, because Healy has individual microcurrent frequencies, where MagHealy, we know, works on a magnetic field. And what it does, it actually changes the structure of the water within the body. It changes the structure of the water within the water, that we drink outside of the body. So what is structured water? So don't stress about the photo on the left. We're not going to go into detail of that, but I'm just going to give you a practical way of understanding what structured water is. So with definition, structured water, or sometimes we refer to as H3O2, because it has a hexagonal structure, or gel water, is water that actually has specific molecular arrangement, often characterized by hexagonal structure. So it's a different structure molecule-wise than a normal tap water or a water that you drink every day through that comes through pipes. Yeah. This form of water is also called the fourth state of water, which is called the gel or plasma or structured water. It also is believed to be more beneficial for human health compared to regular tap or bottled water. So we're going to look at why. I'm going to just give you a bit of an insight into why. So where do we find this water? So first of all, this water exists in our environment, not in the cities, just letting you know, unless you actually make it, which you can make it. But in essence, structured water, and you probably have drank it, comes either from glaciers or comes from springs. So either hot springs or cold springs, but structured water happens through pressure and infrared waves of light. Yeah. So what does that mean? So when we're looking at, for example, the springs, they come from the earth, so from the beneath the earth. And when they come out, they are pressurized. So when they're pressurized, the structure, the molecules of water change. So when that changes, water becomes structured. And the same happens when we have glaciers. So ice, what scientists have actually found is that ice, so normal water, does not freeze into ice. Normal water needs to become structured water in order to become ice. So when ice melts, you actually get the structured water, and after a while, flowing down the rivers, it becomes normal water. Because of all the disturbances that are happening and influences that are happening on the structured water, the bonds, the hydrogen bonds that are in here, actually break. So when they break, the structure changes. So that means that the water becomes a bit more loose. There's different tension on the surface of the water. So if you ever drank that water that comes from, glaciers, or that it's really pure water, or it comes from springs, you will notice that the water, it's like really, like, it feels like silk. It's smooth. It's quite different than normal tap water, because the structure of the water is different. So why is this important? So why are we talking about this, right? Petra talk about this, and I can't get to the glacier, I can't get to the springs, I can't drink that water, right? If you can, I would encourage you to do that. If you can, soak your whole body in it, yeah? Why? Because the structured water, first of all, it has an option, or actually availability of enhanced hydration. So what it does, it actually, the charges within the molecules within the structure of the water, actually they create more tension within the cell. So they pull the water into the cell, because the water in your cell, as well as in nature, as well as in your body, is structured. So your body has structured water. It does not have a normal water. Yeah. Your cells produce two types of water, but majority of the cells, so 99% of it, are covered with structured water. We'll look at later on why that is important. So it enhances your hydration. So if you actually drink that water, your body will actually hydrate better. If you inform your water, which we're going to look at with MagHealy, your body will also absorb it better. And also with structured water, there's more information that can be stored. Why? Because the structure of the water is also called crystalline water. So crystalline water means that there's specific structure that actually forms specific crystals within water. So it's between liquid and solid state. We all know crystals have a charge. They also hold data and information, and they also can generate energy. So we actually have like a little power plant in that structured water within our body. Yeah. It also enhances the nutrient absorption. So in your intestine, if we have better water within the body, and if we actually drink structured water, it can actually help to absorb nutrients within your digestive system, which of course can support overall health and your metabolic function. Why? So we're going to look at that in antibacterial. So, but then we have the antioxidant properties. So in itself, what they are finding, this is not 100% completely confirmed yet, but these are some studies that have been coming out, because this is a really popular area of study and research currently with scientists in alternative and mainstream medical area, because what they've been finding is that the structured water has some proponents of saying that, it has an antioxidant effect, which means it helps to neutralize free radicals, which are actually our positive ions in the body, which actually damage our cells, making our cells become older and older. And also reduces oxidative stress, which is the result of it. And that's also linked to aging and various diseases. So we all know from our previous trainings that when the cell starts to die, loses the voltage, meaning loses the energy, then it actually has more oxidative stress. So that means that it's becoming older and older and older, so it can't produce as much energy to regenerate. So antioxidants are important in regeneration. So when we look in, that's why all those superfoods are out, yeah, because they're high in antioxidants and they actually support the regeneration of our cells in order to keep our cells healthy. It also improves cellular function. What does that mean? So we have, with the structured water, there's a unique structure that actually helps to maintain the proper functioning of proteins and also other components in the cell, which actually govern and help to regenerate the muscle and tissue and help with muscle and tissue health, because it helps to regenerate, right? And improved protein function can lead to reduced inflammation and enhanced energy levels. So we need to understand, like we do with Healy, the higher the ATP, which is the energy in the cell, the better the regeneration of the cell, the lower the inflammation, right? Because the body and the cell has a better option or better pathway to detox anything that is not working for the body, which is literally the free radicals and the oxidative stress and toxins and things like that your body wants to get rid of, because they all have positive charge. We need to understand that our body, although has been labeled as neutral, not negative or positive charge, just neutral, what they've been finding is that our body actually is neutral negative charge, meaning that we want to absorb. Yeah. And we absorb, if we are too positive, the body will want to discharge. So that's why I always say ground, because you need to discharge anything that it's over the limit of your body's processing. So your body wants to absorb and then discharge what's not working. And we need to understand that things that need to detox are positive charge, so they need to get out. Now, this is a really, really interesting one. And this is something that I actually experienced myself physically in the world. So structured water actually has antibacterial effects. So some studies actually indicated that structured water, particularly when magnetized, we understand that Healy works on magnetic fields, may reduce harmful bacteria in the mouth. So that was a study. And this property raises the possibility of broader antibacterial effects that could extend to gut health. So why I'm saying this? So what they found with structured water is it actually excludes anything else. So it pushes out bacteria, viruses, anything else. So nothing else can exist in this structure. So this is something I've actually experienced on my own. So I'll share a story. Years back, when I was still back in Europe, if anybody knows, I was born in ex-Yugoslavia, which had different countries, and one of those countries was Bosnia and Herzegovina. So after the war, we traveled there often, and they've actually found a place which is literally 15 minutes out of capital city, which is called Sarajevo. And 50 minutes out, they found this place, which is actually called Sarajevo Pyramids. So the pyramids are actually older than Egyptian pyramids. You won't find a lot of things online, just letting you know, because they haven't got the funding. But what I have experienced going into those pyramids, right underneath the Pyramid of the Sun, which is the tallest, there's a lake, like a proper lake. They found a lake, and they've actually tested that water underneath that pyramid. And that water was completely pure. There was no bacteria, no viruses, nothing in it. And they were literally baffled of how is that possible. So what they've actually found is that that was complete structured water. And the most amazing thing is that you could buy that water. And what happened is they were testing if you would put like a small amount of that water into a glass that is a normal water, tap water, that water, the tap water, will completely change the structure automatically. Why? Because we know that water has memory, and we can imprint and inform water with specific memories and frequencies that actually changes the structure. So that water is a completely different taste and a completely different experience. So if you ever wanted to try that, that's something to actually explore. There's plenty of things in those pyramids that are quite interesting to explore if anybody wants to go there. And then, of course, potential therapeutic effects. What they found is some preliminary studies, so this is not finished yet, they're still researching this, indicate that structured water might have beneficial effects in managing conditions such as diabetes by improving insulin sensitivity and reducing blood sugar levels. So I'm not saying that Healy will do that, because Healy does not do that. But structured water in studies have shown to do that. We know why. If you look at, when we understand that it has antibacterial properties, it pushes anything out that is literally not what your body needs, and it actually expels it out of the body. So it actually has healing properties. Yeah. And if you look at that, like, for example, there's another experience that I had in my country. We have a lot of hot springs literally in every corner. And every hot spring is high in minerals, right? Because it comes from the earth. But what it is, it's also structured water. So there's a place we have where the water is specific for skin. So if you have like warts and stuff on the skin, they say you go into that pool, and it will actually, they will leave, you won't have them anymore because there's so much minerals. But there's also because of the structured water. So structured water has better hydration into your cell. and it will actually move the toxins out. So my partner and I went there, like, okay, let's try that, because my partner had warts on his left hand, I think it was back then. So we went there and we were there for like 4 hours. And at the end of the day, there was no warts anymore. So the water is powerful. And the more we research it, the more we do it, the more we look at it, the more we understand it, the more we understand how to inform it and imprint it, and talk to ourselves with thoughts and emotions, the more we can shift things within our body. So that's the basics. Now let's look at. So if you want to go into further, this is a great recommendation for a book, The Fourth Phase of Water. If you are a person that wants to read, it's by Gerald H. Pollack. Pollack, I think it, hopefully I pronounced it correctly. But it's actually really related to Healy and MagHealy, and how the structured water influences the body and what it does. And there's some studies in there as well. So it's a good book to have a read. Yeah, if you want to go further down this line. So we also know water has memory. So we know that Masaru Emoto was the one that actually started these studies that became really popular. Water memory was done way back with homeopathy, and today is something that people use all the time. But just to give you an example of how water has memory, right? So this is Masaru Emoto's experiments of different words imprinted on water. So the top one and the top left and the bottom right are actually from a friend of mine on Facebook, Veda Austin. She actually does really cool experiments. So if you want to search her on Facebook, she does it online, so you can actually follow her. But some amazing photos come out with the memory of water. This was, for example, broccoli. So she literally tip it for like a few seconds and then poured a bit of water on this little glass, like a petri jar, and pop it into the freezer. And this is what came out. And you can see different like photos into water, and the water literally gives you an exact image of what it is. So water has memory and intelligence because it's structured water. So when we imprint it with frequency, the structure changes. So how does this helps us with healing? So MagHealy uses the magnetic fields. So let's look at the effect of magnetic fields on water. So when you look at the photo on the left, if you're getting dizzy, that's okay, you can close your eyes. But these are actually cymatics, what we call cymatics. They can be done either on water bubbles, they can be done with a plate and sand, they can be done with so many different materials. But what you can see, these are different frequencies which present different structures. So when you look at the Emoto's results and the research, different words had different structures. And the same happens when we apply magnetic field or frequencies. We need to understand that water molecules form hydrogen bonds that actually carry information. So they store information and they carry information. And you can reproduce a DNA strand just by imprinting water and adding memory into water and then applying frequency or magnetic fields. You can reproduce DNA strands. So they've done these tests before. So it's really important to understand that influencing water with magnetic fields will literally form specific clusters. So those clusters are literally organized water. And that organization in clusters can hold more information and more data. And that data is then transferred into your cells and into your organs and every part of your body. Which magnetic fields also can enhance this information of structured water by promoting the alignment of water molecules into stable clusters. So for example, there was a research done when we have a bone, like the joints, right? So bones never touch. So what we have in between, so there was a question why your joints never squeak, yeah, is because there's a cartilage fluid in between, and that cartilage fluid is actually structured water. And you have like a beautiful like a lock and a key with a joint, and that lock and a key holds the structured water within the joint. So what happens if you actually, sprain your ankle, right? What happens is that that structure actually is now broken. So when you break the structure, the structured water can go out. That's why your ankle actually gets swollen. And the structured water can then connect to other particles in your body and it becomes swollen. So also then inflammation comes in because there's a message that comes through. But we also need to understand that magnetic fields, when we apply magnetic fields, we can actually strengthen that bond to make more pressure, more surface pressure, so we can actually hold those structures, hold those structures within place. So that's why magnetic fields are really important. For example, they've done an experiment which is called the bridge of water, or the water bridge, where with applying frequency and magnetic fields, the water actually forms a bridge between one glass to another. Yeah, so there's a space in between, but the water forms a bridge. So we can actually inform and mold and change the structure of the water in order to actually benefit our body. And we know that the clusters actually can hold more storage and data, which again holds the memories, or we imprint memories. So we inform water with specific information. And that information is that carried through the body. As we know, the water has negative charge, because as a body we have negative charge we want to actually absorb. And when we actually put magnetic fields on that negative charge in the water, we have a higher potential. Yeah, so we understand now that the water is a carrier and it's intelligent. Yeah, so the more we talk to our body better in positive thoughts and positive in affirmations, the more changes we are making and imprints that we are making on our body. And that, of course, goes into our cells. So what Healy says and how Marcus looks at the structured water, he says that the water is material form of the information field, which I completely agree. So what does that mean? That means that you are an energy, all that you are in energy, in the energetic form, is actually stored within your DNA, which is the information, as well as your water. So the water within the body stores the essence of who you are. And this is how we were built, right? And we also understand that water has information. It's information for life. Life came out of it, and the water is a part of us. So whatever in the past ever existed is imprinted within our bodies. And when we drink water, we also get those imprints of the past, present, future within our bodies. So we are literally connected through water and energy from around the world and universe. They've also found that there's dispersed water, structured water within the universe. So we are connected through that as well, which is really fascinating to me. So we are normally around 2/3 of water in the body, so around 75%. But what's fascinating that nobody actually talks about it is that 99% of your molecules, so the fraction of it and the percentage of the molecules that you're looking at, and the cells are actually made of structured water and actually hugged and encompassed with water. So that means that your whole body is water. So when we look at that, is actually receiving and sending information non-stop. So we are vibrating non-stop on frequency. Water is the material aspect of that frequency. So it's the matter in this physical world. So in reality, if we look at it, we are actually liquid architecture. So our body is liquid architecture. And frequency, when we look at it like cymatics, we are literally frozen frequency in time. And the more we change, the more we shift, the different image we become. because the frequency is different. So that's why we can change in a physical appearance, because the frequency changes. So this is the basis of water. I wanted to give you this foundation so you understand when you're applying different frequency, how that actually works. Because MagHealy specifically addresses and focuses and targets the structured water in your body with magnetic fields, with quantum analyzing frequencies, as well as with specific frequencies for specific, issues and tissues. Yeah. Okay, so MagHealy water applications. Let's look at what we can do, and then we're going to look at the programs. So MagHealy water application has 24 different programs. You can apply to the water. So if you have, I don't have a jug here, but let's say that this is a jug, yeah? So you always pop the flat part of the MagHealy on the top, yeah? Or as closest to the jug if you have a really big one, yeah? To the jug of the water. The programs last only 10 minutes, yeah? So you will have everything that you need in that water jug in 10 minutes. What I do like to do, and this is something I experiment with, try it yourself if this is something that resonates with you. I actually like to use, so of course I do water jugs with MagHealy if I have a lot of programs throughout the day, like 3 programs a day, not a lot, like we don't go in a different world. Yeah, so if I have like 3 programs, IMF programs per day, and if I already have like 2 MagHealy programs already, I will not use this on my body. I will apply the frequency to the water so we can have a different way of applying frequencies within and through the body. But if I have an option to add this in the morning or afternoon, I actually like to put my MagHealy on my body, and I run the water application programs on my body. So experiment how that feels for you, but I actually find a huge and fast relief for certain things. And I was actually quite surprised. It's me experimenting all the time, but it was actually really pleasantly surprised how fast certain things move. And I really love that it's only 10 minutes. And because I'm actually vibrating information into the water, I'm influencing not only the water that I'm, for example, putting my MagHealy on the belly, because that water is now structured and it's going to inform every single cell in my body. Yeah, so that's how MagHealy works. Something to try, give it a go if you want to. Otherwise, of course, just inform your water jugs that you have. So when applied to the water, so if you have the water jugs, just have in mind, right, that frequency that you apply to that water, if you choose, I don't know, one of the programs, will not last forever. So it lasts a certain amount of time, right? It's not going to be 5 minutes, but normally between, I don't know, 1 hour to 4 hours. Because remember, and also this, let me finish this and then I'll add that. So why? Because water is something that is alive and it absorbs the imprints of the environment, like thoughts, emotions, everything that's going on around it. So there's different elements and disturbances that are influencing the water. So even if you inform the water with a specific frequency, if you have a chaotic household, if you have a low frequency household, if you have an open house where there's, entities and energy moving through, and, there's a lot of disturbances, that water will quickly change the frequency. So make sure that you have your environment cleaned out, yeah, and that you sustain that frequency of the water as well as within your body, yeah. We are also absorbing new information when we inform water with frequency, instead of just sending the messages to the body. So as I said before, when we are drinking that informed water, it will send messages to other molecules within the body, and the body will now have a message to change and shift the frequency. So MagHealy is the most amazing and most productive and effective way to change the frequency of the water. It also works on a structured water and changes the water structure. You can still use the Healy, the basic Healy, to inform your body and water with frequencies. So there's a way to either just place a Healy like resonance, like Blue app, next to the water jug or whatever in order to actually influence it through vibration, either through coil or just without the cables. Or if you want to do a pink program, you can actually use the ear clips, and you can actually buy the stainless steel straws, and you could put 2 straws into a glass of water or a jar, and you can actually clip those ear clips on, and you can actually run the program in there. But if you have a MagHealy, I would definitely recommend to just use the mag, because it's only 10 minutes. Yeah. But that's still an option. You can, right? Because the frequency will still change the water itself. Okay, let's look at the programs. So these are the programs. So we have 2 lists of programs. So water activation 1 and water activation 2. I gave you a list of what they do, but I'm going to just quickly go through so you can understand it. This is all in the Healy guide as well. So if you go into the Healy guide, app guide, you'll have all of this. You can also see the length of the programs, and it also gives you a recommendation of the intensity on MagHealy to run those programs. If you don't know where to find it, it's going to be in the MagHealy pink app, and it's going to be under the info center, MagHealy guide. Yeah. Otherwise, you can also find it in your back office, and it's going to look like this. So I'm just going to stop sharing so I can give you. Where do I have that? Oh, here. Dun dun dun. Sorry for my. Here. So this is the guide, the MagHealy guide, and you're going to have the water application under here, and it's going to show you the programs. These are all quantum analyzing frequencies, the length of them, how many times per day, and then it's going to give you the percentage of how to run them. Yeah. So for the water, it's 100% because you want to inform it, right? We're going to look at the classic programs, and you're going to see that the intensity of the percentages change. Yeah. But you find this in your MagHealy pink app as well as in your back office. Okay, let me just go back to sharing. Here. Okie dokie. Correct. So we have our fitness, kidney, energy, circulation, local, fasting morning, fasting noon, fasting evening. So the fasting programs are all programs if you are fasting. So depending on the type of fasting you're doing. So if you're fasting in the morning, or if you're fasting, through the day, or if you're fasting in the evening, you can actually imprint water in order to actually help you balance. So those frequencies actually helping the hormones, the absorption, all of that, to help you actually move your body through those fasting and detox. Yeah. So then we have fitness. This is literally to help your body. These are all balancing the bioenergetic field. So we're sending the information to our bioenergetic field to balance in order to create an outcome on a physical level. So the fitness is all about the muscles, tissues, and all of that. So we're helping to hydrate that. We're helping to move the lactic acid out. So those are all the frequency to help you after exercise. And then your kidneys are beautiful. We know the kidneys actually are connected to water element within the body. So this is an amazing help in order to clean out the kidneys, to actually have a water regulation. So this is also really helpful. For example, if you are retaining water, it helps to balance the pressure within the body and actually move with the structured water, move things out. Then we have your energy, circulation, local, which is literally just localizing energetic supply. Yeah, so energy of the body locally. What do we have then? Fastings, and then we have cell harmony and vagus nerve. So cell harmony is great to run for the water before you go to bed, because we know that this is like structured water optimizing the cell performance. So during the night when we have like detoxification and all of that, it's really important to optimize and hydrate your cells in order to move things out that your body no longer needs. Of course, vagus nerve is important. We know that anything in life and anything in body needs to be balanced. So vagus nerve is responding to the environment. It's also responding and communicating between the gut and the brain. So vagus nerve, if it's agitated and if it's not hydrated properly, it's actually agitated even more. So it's really important to balance that energy. So this actually informs the water to hydrate and move the molecules in order to balance the connection and the communications. Then we have energy circulation systemic. So this is the overall system of energy, not only locally in specific areas. So for example, locally would be if you have, I don't know, if you have, I don't know, if you played soccer and you kicked your foot, yeah, and it hurts a bit. So you can actually activate energy locally in order to actually start regenerating and help the body regenerate, where systemic is actually overall cellular energy addressing that, yeah, so with water and through water. And then we have fastings, yeah, and then we have nutrition transport. So this is helping to hydrate the gut and help to I can't even speak anymore. Transport nutrients to the cells and where the body needs it in order to regenerate. So it helps to, activate the absorption. Skin harmony is literally to help to hydrate the skin better and actually help to with elasticity of the skin, which comes with hydration. Bioenergetic regeneration is actually for the bioenergetic field. Yeah, so I feel like here it says, where are you? Modifying the coherent quantum structure of water to harmonize the rebalancing regeneration of the bioenergetic field. So the way I experience this one when I actually run it, I find that if I was under stress a lot and my bioenergetic field is a bit wobbly, when I actually run this on my physical body, I feel like this feeling of elasticity of my energetic field, like it becomes stronger and flexible and it kind of calms down. This is my experience, yeah? And it also, I find that I feel like it helps my cells. So this is just me, but it is supposed to be for your bioenergetic field, yeah, because we have different influences. And of course, water has information. So that's the first one. And then we have the second one, which also has the energy in it. So this is literally for the structural bioenergetic field of the mitochondria. So this is literally for the ATP production. So this is literally in your cell, your little plant energy plant within the cell. And this is literally informing water to go into the cell and create and balance the energetic production. Then we have your mental clarity and heart opening. So mental clarity helps to bring more information, water hydration into your brain. So it actually has better detoxification through that. Heart opening, if we have a heart chakra that's closed, it's good to actually have frequency in the water that actually help to move the energy through the body. It's supposed to open your heart and towards social relationships, yeah? So we can actually start connecting. Then we have water coherence. So water coherence actually creates the structured water and the strength of the structured water within the body. So then the bonds between the molecules within the water actually become coherent, yeah? And then we have purification, negative info. So here it says modifying the coherent quantum structure of water to harmonize and purify its information. What I find is that if I have a lot of EMF, like negative, really buzzy EMF that actually influences my field as well as my physical body, I actually run purification negative info for 10 minutes on my body. And I find it actually vibrates anything that's not my frequency out of my body. So that's my experience. But of course, try it yourself. It's like cleansing out my cells of energy that's not mine. Of course, bioenergetic detox happens to be again, energy detox as well as the cell detox. Then you have before stress and after stress. So I didn't do the before stress, but I have done after stress many times on my body, and actually it calms my body like in 10 minutes. It's really phenomenal, and I actually use it a lot. I do after stress first, and then I do vagus nerve afterwards from McMaken, and I find my nervous system actually adapts really well. Then we have bioenergetic defense. So, for example, if you don't have strong energetic boundaries, you inform your water to actually help to activate your bioenergetic field and charge it. Unpleasant sensations. This one is really good if you're processing emotional stuff, because we know emotions are the water element. So if you are moving things out, like suppressed emotions, and there's like trauma that you're processing, this is actually really good. So if you can inform your water as well as apply it to the body, this actually helps to move the energy out. Yeah, so that's my experience. But it is supposed to help with your mood, yeah, and your emotional balance. Of course, sleep is good to do. Just be mindful. Do not do this right before bed. So it needs to be done before 6 o'clock. Yeah, because you are now sending information to the water, so the water can prepare, the serotonin and the melatonin and all of those hormones. So then before you go to bed, it's like a cycle of things in the body. And then plants are literally for plants. So you can actually inform the water that you're watering your plants with, so they can actually coherently flourish. So these are the programs, yeah, for your water. These are all 10 minutes long. They're really practical. They're really simple, and they're actually really amazing. So if you haven't tried them yet, please do, yeah, because they're actually phenomenal. And we know that the more we go into the root cause of issues and situations, the better our body will respond. And structured water is a part of our body, and we are frequency that is kind of frozen in structure. So try it and see how it goes. Let me know. Okay, I think that's done for today. Any questions? If you have them, raise your hand and I'll just see if there's anything in here. Oh, okay. Okay, Dr. Ganesh.
Yeah. Is there any program which we can use for making your water alkaline in the MagHealy?
Okay, so there's two ways of making water alkaline. So my question to you would be, are you wanting to change the pH? Or are you wanting to make the water alkaline through minerals?
The pH.
Okay, so this is my opinion and view. Yeah, so just changing the water's pH will actually not help your body. So we need to understand that true alkaline water comes from minerals. So if you look at the water that comes from glaciers, it will go through rocks, and it actually, because it's negative charged, it will absorb minerals. So when we have a structured water with high minerals, it's actually the best alkaline water in the world. Yeah, that's why when we actually are submersed into glacier, rivers, or we actually have our whole body in spring water, they're all high in minerals. That's why they have healing powers. Yeah, so if you're just changing the pH of the water to make it alkaline, what you're actually doing is you're drinking alkaline water that goes into your stomach that actually needs to be acidic. So what you're doing is diluting the acidity in the stomach. What does that mean? That actually means that your stomach is your immune system prevention. So meaning that if some bacteria comes in, some virus comes in, the acidity of the stomach will kill it. So if you dilute the acidity, you're actually exposing your body to an outside environment, and you're not changing the alkalinity of your blood. So you can't change the alkalinity of your blood with alkaline water just changed by pH. The only way to actually change the alkalinity of your body is to actually add minerals, because minerals and the structured water go into the cell in order to actually alkalize the body. So with Healy and MagHealy, what you're doing with MagHealy, you are informing the water in your body, which makes it structured. So structured water automatically it's better for your body and automatically helps to detox and cleanse out things. And the more you detox and the more you move things out of the body, the more alkaline your body becomes. But if you do want to work on alkalinity, yeah, then I would suggest you look at the digestive system training that we've done, or the natural cycle where you have the reduction in oxidation, which go through alkalinity and acidity. So we need both. So people forget that not everything in the body needs to be alkaline because everything has its own function. So do not alkalize your whole body, please. Yeah, because otherwise you're going to do more harm. Why? People go and alkaline their stomach and they don't produce enough bicarb soda. What is this? So your stomach lining, yeah, so if you drink, for example, water about half an hour before you eat, yeah, and not later, what happens in that half an hour is your stomach actually, the lining of your stomach actually becomes thicker because it hydrates. And in that lining of that stomach, what is produced is bicarb soda. Yes, you heard me right. It's bicarb soda. So bicarb soda, what it does in the stomach is when you actually become hungry and you start eating, your stomach produces acidity, acid, yeah? And that bicarb soda lining actually prevents the acidic, the acid in the stomach to make a hole in your stomach. So if you don't have enough bicarb soda, you will have, how do you call those things? Help me. Like ulcers in your stomach. Yeah?
Yeah.
If you have ulcers in your stomach, you need to take a look at how you're actually diluting acidity in your stomach. You need to stop doing that. So make sure that your alkaline water is the water high in minerals. So
Okay.
the best option would be structuring water with your MagHealy, which is
Okay.
structured water either way, yeah, and adding Celtic salt
Okay.
because it
And
has 82 minerals, yeah, which are important for your body.
okay. So which program in this one will be right for adding that? Will it be what structured water? There is one program for structuring the water, coherence. The other one is
You can
adding.
do you can do coherence or any other water application because they actually all influence the structured water.
Okay.
Yeah, they all
Okay.
work with the structured
And
water.
a single run, how much of water can be energized at a time? You said a jug of
As much
water.
as you want.
So what's the
There is
maximum
no
you can do?
limit.
Okay.
You could, if you have a tank of water, at the back of the house and it's filtered, if you have like, I don't know how many gallons of water, you can do that. There is no limitation. You need to understand that magnetic fields influence the structure of water. If one part of that water is changed structure, then everything else will follow like a domino effect. So there is
Super.
no minimum or maximum, like unless of course you want to do the whole ocean, that's a different story, right? It will take longer to do that, but like the larger the amount, the longer you'll need in order to move things around. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, Farhad, did I pronounce that correctly? I'm so
Yes.
sorry.
No, yes, absolutely correct. Absolutely
Lovely
correct.
to meet you, Farhad.
Yeah,
How can I
thank you
help?
so much. It's amazing, presentation. I have two questions. Number one, is there any particular program for diabetes, sugar, if somebody has any diabetes? So,
So, as I always say, right, I'm not a doctor, I can't answer medical questions. So, that's the first thing. Second thing is when we look at the labels of disease, yeah, they're labels that are, they're like a web of like a spider web. Or maybe even better, it's like the cat, how do you call it? The cat fur, like, the fur ball. Yeah. So there's different elements that are influencing a specific issue. So my question to you would be, normally when it comes, I'm not a doctor, so I can't, this is just my opinion. Yeah. So please do your research and go to your GP. But when it comes to diabetes, right, there's different elements at play. So first is inflammation. Second is your pancreatic function, your spleen function, yeah, your liver function, and your gut function. So there's a few things happening there that, and normally when the gut goes out, everything else follows. So if somebody has this label, yeah, to me that says that a lot of things have been out of balance for a while in order to come to this position. So my suggestion, and this is just a suggestion, yeah, is to start with the gut and the liver, applying the lungs and kidneys to actually help to detox, and of course changing the environment, because eliminating sugar will be first. Second would be carbohydrates, because your body needs to understand to actually get fat into the body to start regenerating. We need to understand that fat is crucial. Yeah, fat is so important, because otherwise you can't. Every hormone cell, everything has fat in it. We need fat in our body. The brain is the highest consumptive, consumes the most fat in our body. Yeah, so we need to understand to actually have healthy fats. Please do not use canola oil. If you're using canola oil, please stop. Yeah, because it's a pure toxin. So if you're doing that, you need to look at what you're ingesting and investing in. If those elements are actually toxic and they are actually influencing your body toxically, you need to eliminate those and replace them with things that are good for you. And then, only then, your body can start regenerating. And then you start detoxing and supporting your body. So it will take a while. Yeah. So just be patient and keep going.
Okay, thank you so much. My second question is, how many programs one can run on a water? If it is as many as one want to run, then for a normal person who's not looking for any specific problem, what programs would you suggest?
So wait, first one is water. So I normally run about 3 programs of water per day. That's me. Oh, shizzles, I forgot to give you a protocol from Healy. I'll post it into the group. For water. So I normally run water programs, but morning, afternoon, evening. Saturday, Sunday, I only run one. So I give myself a break. What was the second question? Sorry, I forgot.
How many programs you run it, and if somebody is not looking for any specific solution, what program would you suggest, which can give
Well, you
a
can
holistic health?
always. So one way is, if you're not working with any specific solution, then water coherence is beautiful because you're just changing the structure. Then you can also use the Blue app, Resonance app, to actually scan the MagHealy programs to see what comes up and see what your body actually needs currently. And then you can observe the percentages that come up and see, how deeply in need your body is for certain programs. So I would try with that if you're not focusing on any specific things, right? Then you're literally just allowing your body to build up the structure, to actually move everything that it needs to and stay healthy. That's all it needs. And then I wouldn't overdo the programs either way. Yeah. So if somebody's not focusing on anything specific, I wouldn't overdo the programs. Yeah. So I would maybe do 1 or 2 water per day and then 1 program with Healy, and that's plenty. So you don't want to overcharge your nervous system either with frequencies, right? You need to give it time to integrate.
Okay. My last question. In MagHealy, we have a program called Prosperity. So,
Yeah, atmospheric. Yeah.
That is atmospheric. So can I run that program on my water so that, when I drink, that also brings prosperity? Does it make sense?
Well, there is not a specific program to inform water specifically in MagHealy, but if you run Prosperity, it's an atmospheric program. So anything in the atmosphere of the MagHealy in that space will be informed with that frequency, even your cat, if you have it. Yeah, so it really doesn't matter because it finds coherent frequencies. So whoever is in the space will, if it works with that frequency, it will stay, if it will align. If not, it will be kicked out. Yeah, so it will move out. So that's how frequency works. So you don't have to specifically go water, right? Just run the space atmospheric program, and whatever is going to be in that space is going to be imprinted either way.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Okie dokie. Divine, welcome back.
Hello, Petra. How are you doing?
I am great. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you so much. And what a lovely presentation. I have two questions. First is whenever I use Blue app for the analysis for MagHealy, my daughter has plant program for water. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure, what is the link? Why she always get plant program on the top for water charging?
Maybe she's a flower. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, sometimes there are frequencies in specific programs, right? So plants, we need to understand that the information of, so the frequency to inform the water for the plants actually structures the water for the optimal photosynthesis and moving of the water through the plants, the nutrients and all of that. So in some way, yeah, we also, when we actually change the water within our body from a normal water to a structured water, because body can do that as well through the cells, there's a first step of photosynthesis that actually happens within us when we actually have sun affecting our water. Yeah, because we need sun. So, there's another thing that I forgot to tell you. So MagHealy actually has an infrared light spectre that actually sends that frequency in that spectre. So those are the same frequencies that you have with the infrared light. Yeah, those are also the same frequency that come from the sun. So it could be, I'm just assuming, yeah, I'm not a doctor, I have no idea what's going on in her body, but I would assume either is she spending a lot of time indoors, is maybe there's the aspect within her cells and how she produces energy that actually needs those frequencies. So there's plenty of options that could, go in that space, but it really doesn't matter. You can still vibrate that. It's not going to be harmful or hurtful because they're all harmonic frequencies, right? And remember, MagHealy has 2 quantum sensors for each coil. So it actually sends back and forth information. So she's going to get only the frequencies that she actually needs. So you don't have to worry about that. So even if she informs that in the body or in the water, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, all right. And the second question was the same as Farad, that, okay, during the presentation, you said for diabetes, the effect is really, really amazing if we charge water. So what all programs we can charge, we can use for water?
Okay, so
in
let me
case of
let me correct that. So
Yeah.
I said that the research is showing that structured water can help people that are struggling with diabetes. That doesn't mean that MagHealy will do that. Yeah. So we need to separate those two first. Secondly, as I said, there's many components happening with that label. So I would definitely look at, as I said before, that would be my approach. But remember, Healy and MagHealy in itself, they automatically activate the ATP in the cell, which is the production of energy, which means the cell is regenerating faster. So meaning that your body is doing the right things when you are supporting it, but you need to eliminate things in the environment. And not only in the environment, we need to also understand that certain physical conditions or issues or outcomes also come from energetics and emotional. Yeah, so not just physical. Yeah, so don't forget to scan your auras, don't forget to scan your coachings, don't forget to scan the rest of the resonances to actually go deeper. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Anything
Thank you
else?
so much.
You're
No,
welcome.
that's
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Dr. C, welcome back.
Yeah. As you told, because whenever we are consuming food, They are the ancient system. They advise half an hour before and half an hour after the food. We are not supposed to take the water. The simple reason being it interfere in the digestion. It makes the stomach acidity to other condition alkaline, so the digestion will be impaired. That is a scientific this one. Then that in our body is 70% is alkaline and 30% is acidic. So we have to maintain both. Alkaline also must and acidity also must, but alkaline on the higher side and acidity on the lower side. Yeah.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
You just wanted to share?
Yeah. This is the thing, because it's a ancient science, this one. Yeah.
I completely agree, but unfortunately, in a Western world,
Yeah.
when you go into a restaurant, they ask you, "Do you want a drink with your food?"
Yes.
And everybody goes with the drink. So normally we should not drink.
Yeah. Especially they are drinking the cold drinks. That cool drinks, it is not advisable because it impairs the digestion. Yeah, that
I know.
Yeah.
It's really funny when I was traveling a lot in the past, and I traveled a lot, Northern Africa, the Sahara Desert and everything else. And when I traveled, when I went back to Europe and when I met my other friends around the world, they were like, "Oh, did you have any cold drinks?" And I was like, "No." Because in the desert, they drink hot tea. And everybody was asking me why they are drinking hot tea. It's because it's so hot that if you actually drink cold water, your body actually needs to use more energy in order to actually balance the heat and the cold. And drinking body temperature or actually hot tea actually helps your body maintain processes. And in the Western world, we have it upside down.
Especially
definitely
cold drink, especially Coke, everything they consume before while consuming the food.
I completely agree. Thank you for sharing, Dr. Steve.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so last two, and then I'm going to leave you. Next one is Tapan. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Sorry for that. Tapan Kumar, your turn.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes,
hello.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I talked to you about a month back. I have got two questions. One is I do not have MagHealy, and I have got Resonance Plus. You had been talking something about today that how I can use this lower version of the not using MagHealy, how we can use some of this water system. I could not understand that. Can you please explain?
Oh, with just the Healy. So the Healy, you can inform anything, your body, your water, whatever. It's just going to be a different type of information going into the water, because you have a different type of application, So MagHealy uses magnetic fields, where Healy uses microcurrent or resonance, right? And coil is also type of magnetic field, zero field, So you can use coil, for example, to actually create a magnetic field, and you can apply this to any jar or jug of water, and you can just literally place your Healy next to the jar or jug, whatever you have, that's you have water in, and you run that resonant frequency, or you run the program on coil, whatever program you want to inform the water with. Otherwise, you can also run microcurrent directly into the water if you actually use the eclipse, that come with normal Healy. And also you can buy the 2 stainless steel straws. You can buy instead of plastic straws, you can buy the reusable straws that are actually stainless steel. And then you can just clip the air clips, one on each straw, and place them into the water, the glass of water, and then you literally apply, the frequency through there. So those are all the options. They're a bit more unpractical, because MagHealy, you just place it on and that's it, 10 minutes. But you can still inform it. So I used to do this before MagHealy, and I just used the resonance, even before I had the coil. And I also used, before I had the coil and sometimes without the resonance, I literally just used normal Healy next to the glass because it still emits the frequency. Yeah. So you can still use that as well.
Oh, wonderful. That way I can get more of the structured water.
It's going to be informed water, but it's not going to be structured water like with MagHealy. Yeah. So it's not going to be the same. But you can create structured water just by, not really structured, but you can add minerals, so it is changed in water. As long as you can also filter it. So there's different elements you can do. Yeah. But if you get a spring, if you get a spring water, it's also structured already, so you don't have to do anything except just inform it with frequency.
So if we take ice and then let it melt, and then I take that water, that will also help.
So sorry, I didn't hear you properly.
I take ice and let it melt, and this melting water of the ice, that will be more or less a structured water.
Well, yeah, that's another topic. Like if it's ice from Himalayas, yes, probably. But if it's ice, or snow where, there's smog and stuff in the air, then it's not going to be the same. Yeah. So just have in mind where you take the water from, and how clean it is. Yeah. So it's not the ice that you freeze in the freezer. Yeah, because there's it's not going to be the same because there's not enough minerals in there. There's a different pressure type of structure. Yeah, like I'm talking glacier ice, not ice in the freezer. Yeah, so those are two different structures of ice as well. Yeah, we need to understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. My second question is about personal problem, which I talked to you about a month ago. I am 82 years old, and I am using Healy for a long time. My testimonials are viral all over the world, probably. I got amazing results. But last 1 month, I was facing problem of too much of sleepiness and all these things. Mr. Pushpadev Sharma, after seeing my discussion with you, suggested me to do grounding. And after grounding, I got amazing results. Every day I was doing for about an hour with a bare body in the ground. I was doing this thing, and every day I was coming back and measuring the pressure. It was coming down to absolute normal regularly for last 1 month. And the pains and other things were also going. But what happened is that in the meantime, because I'm probably aged, I have got a tendency of catching cold. I caught cold. And then my nose started running, and it is not for last 5 days. It is not yet completely gone, and all the time feeling very dizzy and very unvitalized as it feels. So I'm sleeping too much, which I was not doing at all. For last 17 months, I'm using Healy. It's amazing result for me. But last 1 month, after you suggested me that to stop vibration for 1 week, I did that. And then I started again with slowly. But this time I'm not getting that result. I'm not able to get vitalization here.
Well, as I said the last time, right? So I'm not a doctor, so I can't advise you anything. But as I said, like when we start using frequencies, we start detoxing. So when we start detoxing, our body will automatically want to expel things that are not what we need. So normally when we get like flu-like symptoms, what it is literally just toxin getting out of the body. So this is actually a healing process for the body. We are not used to it because we label it. Yeah. So make sure that if you are doing this too fast, just make it slower. Instead of all these programs every day, make the program every other day or maybe every 3 days and ground in between. And if you're having these symptoms, make sure that you're supporting your immune system. Watch the training on immune system where we looked at the programs for that. So just make sure that you're doing simple things, not too much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Because obviously your body is sensitive.
And that is what I was trying to do, detoxification through power of 3, kapha, vata, and also with pink cap also. it seems to me that there are something impurities there. So I tried all these impurities programs also, but not
Of
getting
course,
that
then of
result.
course, then you have the detox, right? So we need to be prepared. When we look at the power of three is a deep detox, like deep cycle programs are all deep detox. So we need to be prepared to actually have some side effects on that. Yeah. So make sure that you slow down if things are too fast. Yeah. Anything else
Thank you
I
very
can
much.
help you with? You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Last two, and then we go like 5 minutes. You need to do this really fast. Mina?
Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for the beautiful presentation. It really was amazing to listen to you. I met recently with accident like, and I fractured my ankle as well as my wrist, and underwent surgery and they put plate for my wrist. So earlier I was using these electrodes. Now I'm unable to use the electrodes. Only coil I'm using. Is that so for all? I mean, throughout my life, I should be using only the coil instead of electrodes. Is that so?
You can use either coil or electrodes, whatever works best for your body currently, right? May I
So why?
ask if it's the same side, the wrist and the ankle?
Yeah, metal it is there in the wrist where I underwent surgery, but ankle it is just the fracture.
Wrist, left or right? Which ankle, left or right?
Right.
Both
Right
of them,
wrist.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wrist,
that's the feminine side. Yeah.
Mm,
So
mm,
looking at the listening to the body, listening to intuition, scan some aura, look
mm.
at some, Bach flowers, Australian bush flowers, look at some creative homeopathy, like on the resonance. So those are all the beautiful things, like coaching modules. So all the things that you can actually look at why those things have happened. Because normally when we break certain things in our body is normally that we've been suppressing so much in that area that it's so out of balance that there's no structure anymore in the body and it actually claps. Yeah. So make sure that you look at that part as well, not just the physical, because the body will not heal if you're not actually moving that energy out. Yeah. So if you're
Okay.
not transforming it.
So by using the coil, how many programs I can take per day? And I was using Mobility 18 for my fractured and surgery, this one, where
That's
rejuvenation
great.
3. And as you said, cell harmony I was using, bone harmony and joint harmony. Is
Yeah.
that fine?
Sure, I would, if you have an option to add bioenergetic vitalization, that would be great.
Yeah.
And if you had surgery, like deep cycles would be great to actually move the toxins out. And yeah,
It is almost
otherwise I would look at aura, chakras, all of that.
okay. Thank you
Yeah,
so much. And can I use this MagHealy also, even though I have this
of course.
plate in body, I can
Yeah,
use,
yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay.
The plate. I think that should be fine. Jeffrey, do you have any experiences with plates? No, he doesn't. Okay. I can't say yes or no, but from what Healy has said, it's only what like peacemakers and stuff. So I always say, listen to your body. So in 2020, so if you feel like there's sensations in the body that are uncomfortable, that you feel like it's wrong for your body, then change a different application. Then try resonance instead of MagHealy or coil. And you can still try Healy with bracelets, or you can try Healy with ear clips, or you can try Healy you can try MagHealy, but you don't place it right there, you place it on a different part of the body. So experiment a bit and see how your body feels. Yeah,
I wanted more like, I'm not using the bracelet because they said metal is there, so don't use that bracelet.
but okay, yeah, because you have the ankle and that. Yeah, that's okay. Then you can use either the ear clips.
Oh, ear clips is fine. That will not pass current. I mean, like, the titanium
Try
metal.
it.
Okay.
Try it. Yeah, and
Only
see
coil.
how your body feels.
Time being, only coil I'm using, taking the blue app.
Coil is the best currently. If that's an option, coil is actually really good. If your body likes it, I would do coil and MagHealy. If
So
you
how many
feel
pro-
uncomfortable,
Huh?
yeah.
How many programs can I take from coil per day?
So coil, as I said, right, again, your body's healing. So make sure that you're not overstimulating it, right?
Mhm.
Try with coil, I tend to do between 3 to 5, but start with 3 or 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and see how your body responds and give time to your body in between to integrate frequencies. Yeah, so you're not just throwing everything at it.
Oh,
Yeah,
fine.
okay,
Thank you
perfect.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Goodness.
Okay, last one. Lorraine, you're up. Beautiful.
Oh,
Yourself. Here you go.
sorry.
It's okay.
Just a very quick one. Just, when you charge your water or whatever, however you like to say it, with your mag and Healy, how long does it stay active for? I might have missed it if you said it. That's all.
Yeah, that's okay. So remember, as I said, water is influenced by different elements around it. Yeah. So
Yep.
meaning that if you charge the water, if you have
Mhm.
a lot of chaos around it, it's not going to hold the frequency for
Okay.
long. But it
Okay,
would
got
be
you.
probably between an hour to 4 hours, depending. Yeah. So if
Okay.
you have a jug of water, you can also use that water and put a bit of that water in a glass and add tap water, because it will change the structure either way. But it won't last like 3 days. Yeah. So just
No,
have in
okay.
mind, the best thing to do is actually to charge it regularly. Yeah, to actually keep the structure
Keep it
active.
active.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, because we need
Yep.
to understand that hydrogen bonds, so the best water to drink is actually hydrogen water. Yeah, and which is structured water. Yeah, so that's why when we look at mountain springs and all of that, that's literally hydrogen water. So that's actually good for us. So that's why we have hydrogen molecules that are activated from tap water. Yeah, because we don't have the spring water in the cities. So structured water is the best, but if you inform it, try to keep it maybe once, twice, 3 times a day. Sorry, a day. Yeah.
So this saves even buying a hydrogen bottle. You don't even need one. Or is
It's
it
not
different?
the same. Yeah, so we need to understand that
Okay.
hydrogen
Okay.
bottles, like when we create hydrogen, they actually split molecules. It's a different type of structured water. So I know the same term, but it's a different how do I don't even know how to, I don't know how to explain that. I'll get back
At the
to
end
you.
of the day, this is still a great way of getting water into your body. It's still
Of
great.
course. We
That's
need
what I
to
meant, yeah.
remember that it's alive water, right? Water has memory. Whatever we place within our body is actually, we are guiding our body back to balance, right? Of course, if you're drinking, even if you're drinking hydrogen water, which is healthy, but you put in a tap water that's not filtered, you're actually absorbing that faster into the cell. So it's a no-no. Yeah, so make sure that you have a healthy, clean water that's high quality. Yeah, even with Healy and MagHealy, make sure that you have a filtered water that has it's high in minerals, and it doesn't have all the chemicals and nasties in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Because we are absorbing faster. That's the thing, right? So we don't want to absorb toxins.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? You're welcome.
Nope.
No worries. Perfect. Okay. Finished. Okay. Any rushed questions, please pop them into the Facebook group. I have forgotten to give you the basic water protocol, so I will pop that into the Facebook group as well for you, so you can have a starting point of how to start with the water information and informing the water. And of course, as always, recording will come when I get the link, and I'll pop all the slides for you with the programs and stuff in the Facebook group. Any questions that are arising, please pop them into the group. We have a huge group to actually support you. And next week, we are doing intuition and body-brain connection. So excited for that one. And then the last one in the month will be the classic programs. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. And I'll see you next Thursday. Have a great night. Bye-bye.